What are the best conditioning alternatives if you can't run due to an injury? Now, this is a really interesting question that I get quite a lot across social media, looking for alternatives to running because they've got some lower body injuries, whether that's shin splints, a knee injury or hip injury, maybe even a lower back injury as well. I often see this with boxers as well, saying after a bad performance or loss, or if they're struggling to make the weight, it's often down to them having an injury that's affected their ability to run for volume or for the intensity. Now, if you've got an important fight in place and you can't run, you've got to find an alternative to make sure that you're still targeting them physical adaptations and you're fit enough to get in the ring. There's something that I come across quite often with fighters getting towards competition because the training loads are so high. Often there's an injury that can end up getting in the way. Great alternatives are the air bike, because that is a full body conditioning exercise. You've also got the watt bike. The only problem is that this is quite lower body dominant. And because we've said in a previous episode that cycling can end up finding athletes in no man's land because they're unable to push on and go towards red zone adaptations because they are physically fit, but they haven't got that leg strength and the efficiency through the cycling technique to be able to get up into the red zone and challenge cardiovascular wise. So that's why we do a lot of watt bike work in the altitude tent. If you haven't got access to these, doing stuff like circuits, reducing lower body impact forces, you can see what you can do for the lower body, whether you can do burpees or mountain climbers or running on the spot on the pad or anything like that. These are going to be reducing impact forces that won't flare up that injury. Doing like battle ropes, doing circuits is a fantastic way to get that full body conditioning, targeting central or even muscle buffering adaptations. The main way to reduce the likelihood of injury during training camp for the lower limb through running based things is to manage volume and intensity, to do maybe 2 running sessions a week, the rest on the air bike or on the watt bike as well. Not thinking, right, I'm just going to run and end up picking up an injury. Maybe like doing the curve instead of like running outdoors or on a track. This helps reduce them impact forces, variation between air bike and circuits and the volume loads and intensities. These are really important to try and improve physical performance, but also reduce that likelihood of injury. So